Hello, honorable members of the clan. I know you're already sick and tired of seeing me today, but kuningi and kuningiyest that is happening in South Africa. Never a dull moment in this country, I tell you. But I want to do a Senzo Meyiwa murder trial update, and this is courtesy of the real mastermind, Patricia Mashale, who has dropped what I would consider a bombshell that is in regard to the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. So, if you have been following this trial, you would know that there is a character that was introduced by the state as a base or a foundation of this entire fabrication, as I call it as well. So this individual happens to be a father of the instigator of these 5 falsely accused men for the unaliving of Senzo Meyiwa on the 26th of October 2014. Now, everybody that is on the clan and subscribe to the clan and follow this trial, we all say wrong people. And we are all saying this is a fabricated case, a case that was supposed to be sold to the people of South Africa to be it. Unfortunately, there were a lot of miscalculations that were made in this particular case. Starting number 1 with when AfriForum decided to take the matter up because they were approached by the Meyiwa family, and of course the state jumped because they did not want to be embarrassed by Gerinel by doing private prosecution or whatever the case might be. So the state needed to find suspects. Now, so I don't know, it could have been you, could have been me, I don't know. Do I look like somebody who is capable of unaliving a fly on the wall? No. Yes, I'm a Cancer, crazy bunch we are, but we are still sensitive when it comes to human feelings. So now now the thing is, they went on a hunt during COVID, right? They went on a hunt looking for suspects. Boom! Number 1, the first suspect, guess where he lives? In Alexandra. I mean, everybody knows about Alexandra, right? And so they get this individual, they do a little number on him and until he messes himself, and then they take him back to his shack because he lived with his uncle at the time, and they find white powder and ammunition. That's what they charge him with. White powder and ammunition. Was it Tembisa? No, Tembisa. They took him from Tembisa. Now, instead of the investigating officer or that entire group that has arrested him, imagine a slew of police, number 1, comes to your shack. A slew. Not 1 car, not 2, not 3 cars, not because they are looking for a dangerous somebody that they've been looking for. No. You cannot tell me you will have more than 3 cars that are coming to arrest the person suspected of selling white powder and ammunition. And I wonder why Nigerians are just standing there in Hillbrow outside on the streets during working hours. What do you think they're doing? But no, let's go a slew of cars and many police officers in big guns and wearing stuff to go and arrest the person suspected of selling white powder and also has ammunition. Well, it becomes a modus operandi because they third arrest, same thing. But let's forget the second one, because same thing actually happened to the second one of a case that was long solved in KwaZulu-Natal, and this individual has been in prison serving that sentence of unaliving somebody. But they thought, let's also add it onto the second guy. But let's start with the first guy. The first guy gets arrested in Tembisa. Instead of being taken to Tembisa Police Station, and also appearing as such because that's the jurisdiction where he was arrested. No, they drive him to Vosloorus. That's miscalculation number 1. Why are you taking him to Vosloorus? For what? So when he gets to Vosloorus, he's seated on the floor because remember, earlier when they were busy Scop and Donnering him, they, I'm sorry about that, he had messed himself. And then comes a brigadier, the lead investigator, the head of the cold case unit that was established, guess when? Yeah, you guessed it right, 2019. And I always thought the South African Police Service always had a cold case unit. And the reason why I always thought it had a cold case unit, remember the awesome police officer that used to catch like serial unalivers? Yeah, Peter Bellefeld. Remember him? Peter Bellefeld? Yeah, because he was good at solving cold cases. So I thought it came from the cold case unit. And I was very surprised to learn that we've never had it. This is the first head of it. The one that we are all squinting our eyes at like, wait, sir. You are wrong in what you are doing. So they take him to Vosloorus. In Vosloorus, they make him listen, this guy gets arrested for white powder and ammunition. He meets these police officers and he says, oh, by the way, I'm also involved in the unaliving of Senzo Meyiwa in 2014. Out of the blue, he just says, I'm involved in the unaliving. Tell me how that makes sense to you. How does that make sense to you? Now let's go to the second accused. The second accused gets arrested for a crime that is already solved and also a conviction is made. And it's closed. And then they charge him with the same unaliving when they take him in KwaZulu-Natal. He works in Northwest Province, and they said the matter happened in Nongoma, KwaZulu-Natal. Same thing with him. When he gets arrested, he then opens his chest and says, oh, by the way, I'm also involved in the unaliving of Senzo Meyiwa. Oh, really? The first one says, no, I don't want a lawyer to make this confession. The second one says, okay, let me get a lawyer. In fact, it doesn't say anything about lawyer. There's a lawyer, a ghost lawyer, from what we are seeing, but it's a real person. But in this matter, ghost. But he was there to represent accused number 2 when he was making a confession before a magistrate. I hope as I am saying these things, you are thinking of what I almost said Natim Kwanazi, what Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi said this past Sunday. I hope you are having that in your head. How, when he says the police, some judges, and I'm thinking magistrates here. I would shudder to think that a high court judge, but then again, they say apparently they live lavish lifestyles according to the MK deputy president. He said something and nobody paid attention. I did pay attention to what he said. I was like, so what do you mean? But we didn't know that Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi was going to drop a bombshell. So now it's starting to make sense, right? Then, of course, a whole process took place. And and then there was accused number 3 who also was smeared, not smeared. He is already serving a life sentence. I mean, I think 15 years imprisonment for being involved in taxi violence stuff. And then accused number 4 and accused number 5, they are serving life sentences. Accused number 5 is serving about 6 life sentences. Anyways, all 3 of them are found to have been guilty. So that means a trial took place and they were found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Okay, fine. So that is why this case, they needed to bring in the heartless unalivers in these 3 to legitimize the story when they started to South Africans. Now, then comes these 2 characters. The one character by the name of Uzungu. Is it Sizwe Zungu, whatever his name is. And this guy goes on the stand and tells not even a fib, a pathological lie, understand about these 5 people. Yes, he knows some of them personally, but now that we are beginning to hear information about his own family, now it's making sense why he's smearing this matter on people that he knew. Now, this individual, his story doesn't add up. It changed on the stand. It changed on the stand, and then we have a judge that is presiding over this matter very suspiciously. I mean, he attacks from our observations the defense, but dilly-dallying with the state. Oh, the state is the favorite child. Oh, did they do you bad? Oh, don't worry, daddy is here. Type of situation. But the stepchild, which is the defense, and to a point where the lady advocate that he used to pick on, she no more, I think he's trying to break her. Quite smart, I must say. But he also tried to break the late Mr. Mgomezulu, but the late Mr. Mgomezulu stood up to him. So we are having a trial where we are sitting as the clan is an unfair trial. How is it unfair trial? In the trial within a trial, about these confessions, a lot happened. But I don't want to talk about that too much. I want to talk about this new character that today went and opened an entire case against the lead investigating officer, Brigadier Gininda. That his statement was read in court, by the way, hearsay type of situation. The son and as well the father, they deposed an affidavit that actually speaks about these 5, how they were involved in the unaliving of Senzo Meyiwa. Now this man is like, we were all shocked when my son took the stand and said the things that he said, false things that he said. And the kicker is that now the father deposed an affidavit which he says he never did. That is why he went and opened a case in the Newcastle Police Station, allegedly, on the 4th of July 2025 against Brigadier Gininda. He says he never did that. So that means Zungu sorry guys, he perjurized himself on the stand. Not only did he perjurize himself on the stand, the lead investigator also perjurized himself on the stand, which means the state perjurized this entire matter. And we've been saying for the longest time, because we look at things closer for what they really are and asked lots of questions. So much so that when we ask these questions, the whole judge, whom, by the way, I don't think should be watching news or listening to the proceedings in the court, because anyways, whether we make a noise or not, the judiciary is independent, right? They are not influenced by outside influence, right? But this judge is watching YouTube. So much so that he took to his bench and called us the self-appointed experts. We took that with a badge of honor. I haven't done self-appointed expert segment in a very long time. In fact, this year I don't think I've done it. We use that as a badge of honor because he tried to cut us down to size, saying, y'all need to shut up. How come that education system didn't get hold of y'all? We thought we got all of you. No, you got us wrong. Some of us, we come from the old school education system. Yeah, the one that part of you had it, even though it was watered down through Bantu education, but you're a judge today, you became a lawyer. That means something good out of that also was there. It might not have been a lot, but at least it made you think. And no, some of us, come from that old one, So that is the update, guys. Mr. Zungu, ABSOLOM ZUNGU, has opened allegedly a case against Brigadier Gininda for lying about him deposing a statement regarding the accused in the Senzo Meyiwa unaliving trial. and we've said it. The evidence that is placed on the table is all false. And they're trying to sell a dead horse to South Africans. They say, look at it, it's galloping. No, it's gone, long gone. But here we are, 6 million rand later, taxpayers' money. Now the truth is starting to come out. And I'm sure more will start coming out as well. Those were mentioned on the stand. That also includes those that took the stand and lied. And I hope that what Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi has done, they also see themselves that, the walls are closing in because the law is coming after you. If you are watching this video, the law is coming after you because now we know that there are some compromised judiciary members, prosecution teams, police. So if you were briefed to lie on the stand, your freedom or the days of your freedom are counted. I would suggest to you, turn around, tell the public the truth. Nothing's going to happen to you at this stage. Tell the public the truth, what actually happened. What were you told to say on the stand? What did you collect as a result to lie on the stand? Or what threats that you got from the people that said, this is what you are going to say on the stand? Who was that? You can even do it well, not anonymously. No, we need to see your face when you tell the nation this. And apologize. Who knows? For telling the truth, you might actually negotiate for your liberty. Turn into a state witness. Yeah. Bargain with the state. You are allowed to. I'm just saying, it's a tip that I'm giving to you. Take it, leave it. It's totally up to you and your conscience that you've been sleeping with for the past, what now, years? 11 years. I mean, the walls are closing in. What Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi did on Sunday, it's a can of worms they open, and you might be one of those worms trying to worm yourself out of this. It's not going to happen. I'm just letting you know, just saying. If ABSOLOM ZUNGU is going to turn this case on its head, you are part of it. So, anyways, guys, I feel like we are almost vindicated as the clan and other YouTubers in the same WhatsApp group as myself. I'm not talking the literal because I'm not on WhatsApp. So I'm talking figurative way. Yeah. So yeah, I thought let me come here and give you the updates about what I saw on Patricia Mashale, the real mastermind, as she calls herself, because once upon a time, the same person, the lead investigator, called her the real mastermind. And so she took it and wore it as a badge of honor. Things that we go through here. Anyways, fellow South Africans, I'm waiting for the president. Apparently he's in South Africa. Maybe I might come back again after he has addressed the nation. I don't know if he's going to do it tonight, tomorrow, whenever. Please don't get sick of me. I know I'm a lot today, but yeah, it's South Africa currently. And I'll see you guys later. Don't leave the video without liking. Thank you. And thank you so much, Nikki, for the super thanks. Thank you. I highly appreciate it. May you and your family be highly blessed, because I know this is coming from your family purse. I very much thank you for the super thanks. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.